try to remember where I was going with that. But so, oh no, yeah, because you're drifting, you've got that, and you're just drifting wildly.
Let us prepare to tangle in a raucous fashion.
Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Yes, indeed, a brand new day, a brand new week. Hopefully I can get some stuff done. Hopefully if you have things that you would like to get done, you can get those things done too. Definitely a thumbs up on that. It is sunny-ish. There's clouds outside, so there's the sun. It's diffuse light. It's very, very chill, hence the shirt, which I use as a jacket. It's my inside jacket, so yay on that. But, you know, life is life. And I slept well. It was a very cold night. And with just a sheet and 2 fleecy blankets, I am warm. When I go out for walkies, I just wear a shirt like this, even if it gets down to like freezing, because otherwise I overheat way too fast. Way they. And of course, because of our YouTube algorithm rulers, hey, if you could interact with the YouTube algorithms and toss me a like, that'd be very cool. If you could subscribe to the channel, if you haven't, that too would be awesome. I love comments. If you could leave me one, I answer as many as I can. I thumbs up each one I read, and I read all of them, so thumbs up on that. And of course, I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These beautiful and awesome people are literally beautiful and awesome. I have meant to update this list in the past couple days. Bloody executive dysfunction. My sincere apologies, but these beautiful and awesome people are literally beautiful and awesome. I am able to keep my head, well, I'm able to sink slower beneath the waves of financial destruction because of these people. It is appreciated, each and every one of you. Yay! Front loading of videos over. Thump you. Thank you. I was trying to say thumbs up and thank you. Thank you, YouTube. Still though, life is life. But it's been a day, and yesterday I did not get a ton done. I got some things done. I've been feeling better physically, which means I'm also feeling better mentally. It's just that, you know, when you're like this, the physical part goes up first, and then you get dragged up with it. So physically I'm here, mentally I'm a little lag behind, but I'm catching up because I'm coming out of that trough, and that's a good thing. I did not play many or much video games yesterday. I did some for recording, and I recorded for the channel, and that was good, and I enjoyed playing that. But some people have suggested getting Vampire Survivor, and I have gotten that a couple days back. I can't even remember how long ago. I think like on payday, and I have been playing that. It was $3. I can afford a $3 purchase. Just don't get, you know, like a pack of pre-rolls. So I did that, and it's been fun. It's mindless, you know, but it's fun. So there's that. But I've been trying to do things, and I have been, and it's good. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Definitely checking my list here to see if there's anything out in the real world that I want to talk about. There's not a ton happening to me. I mean, for the rest of the world, oh boy, yes. And in fact, real quick, I mean, I watched this one channel, Bo the Fifth Corner. And he was, and well, a couple people have been talking about this. I think it was Bo talked about this one a lot. You can see the bias in the modern media, especially in the United States. And they showed a sampling of a bunch of these things. And it's a bunch of American people saying, oh, it's so terrible that you see these things where there are white people, guns and bombs. You're used to seeing it, and it's okay if it's like around brown people, you know, Iraq or any other place like that. But this is in a civilized country with white people. And oh boy, you see that a lot in American media. And so they had a question, because I can't remember if it was Bo, so I'm trying to just they, because I'm not sure who it was. Saying, if this had been another country, Iraq, Afghanistan, some other country where, you know, it wasn't a European country with a bunch of white, civilized people, would we be having any sort of response like we're having worldwide? Probably not. But it's a bunch of white Europeans being attacked. There's a ton more to it. That's just one small part of it, but yay. Still though, that's enough for like current events. I don't like talking about current events unless the current events directly impact me, because current events can be incredibly divisive and that very dating, and I especially don't want to say something where I'm trying to give an opinion where it's an informed opinion, because I'm not informed. I only get small bits and chunks over the internet and mass media. I am not informed. I cannot give an informed opinion on anything, and any sort of thing that I say where I do try to is going to be invalidated almost instantly by all of the actual news that manages to filter out about these things. So I'm trying not to look very foolish by making statements. There's a lot of many right-wing commentators and some left-wing commentators where their takes are horrible. And I don't ever want to be doing anything like that. So I try not to comment on current events. Aside from the fact that, yeah, this is bad, this whole thing right now. It's really bad. So yay. Still though, enough of that. I want to talk about things like, finally being creative and thinking about such and all that. Because last night when I was out on walkies, I tried to think about things, and this morning I was thinking about things and trying to get stuff in my head, trying to get things clear up here. One of the things that I thought of yesterday, actually during the daytime, because I have mentioned with my supernatural cryptid types, there's one character. She's not really Melanie Cable, but she's Melanie Cable. She's a ghost type cryptid. The problem is for her, she needs answers. But the answers that she wants are not the answers that she's getting. They're the answers that she needs, but they're just not the answers that she wants and can help her. As in, she first discovers, that she's not just a ghost type through introspection, thinking about and trying to remember, and that's when she figures out that she's not the ghost of Melanie Cable. When Melanie Cable dies, Melanie Cable dies. Because her memories up to the point of Melanie Cable's death are of watching Melanie Cable. Not of her doing things, but memories of Melanie doing things. Her memories and agency start upon memory of Melanie's death. That's when she first becomes an autonomous being with agency. So she knows she's not a ghost, but what is she? So at first, yeah, she's able to just go, okay, I'm Melanie and I'm good. She's not Melanie, but she's accepting the Melanie name and the Melanie identity, and then just going on from there. What makes it even more bittersweet, and I had to do this and think of this because, nothing is any good unless you can really twist the rusty dagger in the wound. I've mentioned before, when she, in the beginning, when she first becomes this thing and is trying to figure out what she is and what's happening to her, somebody with cryptid sight, 3 o'clock in the morning, is yelling at her to please be quiet. I had figured that this was a person that they're going to end up bumming around with because they're one of the few people that can actually see and interact with her. I don't know her last name, but her name is Madainn something or other. And of course, that is why in time they are going to become a couple. As best you can with a ghost. But Madainn is deeply in love with Melanie, and Melanie falls in love with Madainn, which of course is even worse because, again, driving in the rusty dagger and then twisting it in the wound, Melanie's still finding answers and just, they're not what she needs, even though it's the truth. When she discovers that she's not the human being, that she's lacking that thing inside of her that makes her human, a person, it's just devastating to her. And Madainn doesn't know how to help. And so I just have this horrible feeling that of all the characters that I have, Melanie really is not going to end well. I mean, a lot of them don't, but that's because our lives are transition. Our lives never really end well. We are physical mammals, and death is not a pretty process. So you may be bulky and strong in your youth, but you're going to be, if you last, weaker and frail when you get older. So yeah, these don't end well, but things like Stovepipe Johnny, yeah, the last like 2 years of his life, not all that wonderful, but he led a good life before that. And now there's Melanie, who, well, there's a lot of people. I mean, we know what happens to the poor sheriff. He perishes, but even at that, it's not too bad for him. But Melanie, the answers that she's getting, you're not a person. You're not even a ghost. You know, these things are tearing her apart. I don't think it's going to end well for poor Melanie. I don't know the full end of this yet. It's all just percolating. Now, I want to talk about the percolation part, because I've talked about layers in the undifferentiated space, and you travel out into areas that are unstable on the razor's edge, and it's just undifferentiated stuff. And that's true. When you are traveling outward, you are developing your own personal temporary layer. It's temporary in that it's just around you, and if you connect back to your main layer, it just becomes a part of that. You take on the main layer, your temporary layer is not there. There are points of stability that float around in undifferentiated space. This is how Iron John spent 1.4 million years in power down mode in the industrial plant that he was at. His intelligence and the fact that he was a powerful being stabilized the entirety of the industrial plant, and so it became a point of stability floating just randomly around through the layers in that area of the razor's edge. When you go out traveling and you are not using glamours and you're just going out into undifferentiated space, you become just a random point of stability as well, because you have observation. You're in the middle of a 1,500 meter bubble of stability, and that is your own personal layer. And as you travel through undifferentiated areas, you create the layer around you. Persistence lasts from an hour to several hours, where the places that you have been will still be there. Because of all that, when you go traveling, you disconnect, and then you become a free-floating point of stability. You're not on the main attuned layer anymore. The very moment that you are disattached, you start free-floating drifting, which isn't dangerous. You're not lost, you're not trapped, because being attuned to your particular layer is like a magnetic thing, and that the layer is a positive charge. You as an individual are a negative charge. You have the feeling, when you think about it, of, oh, my layer is back that way. And when you walk back that way, the magnetic pull snaps you to that layer. And when you go out further, the effect drifts away and you just go. Points of stability have their own charges as well. They're not as strong as the layer that you're attuned to. So if there's your layer and there's a point of stability, you're going to go flock over to this. But get out here, and yeah, they'll whoop, bonk. And that's how Iron John got found. After 1.4 million years of aimless drifting through undifferentiated areas, someone wandered out far enough and stuck. And they started wandering around on the plant. Now, when you're wandering around undifferentiated areas, it's a weird sort of copy and paste that goes on, because you are developing a temporary layer around yourself. And the playlist of possible places you could go through are, in theory, damn near infinite. Dinfinite, which is, a normal large integer, but so huge our brains break. Like, the number of subatomic particles in the universe is not infinite. It is dinfinite. It is a normal number, but it's so huge our brains break. Try to remember where I was going with that. But so, oh no. Yeah, because you're drifting, you've got that, and you're just drifting wildly. You've got the charges. I am sorry, my bloody brain. But you traveled through all of this. It's undifferentiated areas, and you travel through that. And then the charge, when you're ready to go back, you head back. and you reconnect with your layer. You can detune. You have to head out for a couple weeks, far enough out, and then you will be detuned to your layer. But all you have to do is, if you know, like, hey, Apple Rock is think Apple Rock, and then you can follow the glamours there. You're not lost in the slightest. As long as you can use the glamours, you can get back almost out of everywhere. Now, the difference between glamours and just that magnetic pull is the magnetic pull of layers happened first in the formation. In the configuration of the universe, they happened simultaneously, but as there was inflation and creation, yes, it was simultaneous in the configuration, but things have to happen sequentially as things build. This part happened first. Then there was the glamours. So this is below and more primitive than even the glamours. There's a whole lot more I want to talk about on this, but I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. Hey, anything more than 0 is thoroughly awesome. If I mispronounce your username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I count in American Sign Language, well, you've already seen me get lost. Oy vey, oy vey. So, let me call up my Chrome, and we have Bryson the Clickbaiter, who asked where the Minecraft video is at, and yeah, my system's old enough and Minecraft is unoptimized enough right now that I get about 4 frames per second if I try to record, so yay. Confused L29, oh, spam is so beautiful. Den Green 3, thumbs up and thank you. Excuse me. Psycho Jazz, thumbs up, thank you. Jocelyn Williams, greatly appreciated and good to see you. Hunter, thumbs up. And then we have Just Swap Beats, and then what looks like, I don't know, kanji or katakana after that, but thank you. And Bill Donahue, greatly appreciated. Nick Knuckle, thumbs up and thank you. Ben B, greatly appreciated. Chameleon Chris, thumbs up, and very good thing, getting Black Star signed by a saxophonist. Very cool. And that is it. 11 people who left me comments in the past 24 hours. Very cool. Anything more than 0 is awesome, as stated. You get me out of my head and into the world, dealing with real people, if only in text and if only for a short time. But that's awesome. Thank you. And hey, with my hands in the air, I don't know what device you're watching this on, so I don't know where the text description is, but inside of that I have links to all of my channels, as well as my Twitter, Facebook, and my Patreon. And again, even though I have not yet updated this list, I do want to thank each and every one of these beautiful and awesome people, and even people who may be patrons but aren't on the list yet. My sincere apologies. I'm hoping to get that done today. These beautiful and awesome people are literally beautiful and awesome. My kitty cat appreciates metabolizing. My hamster appreciates metabolizing. I appreciate metabolizing. Thank you so very, very much, each and every one of you. If you'd like to help me out by becoming a patron, links are in the show more. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, I do have a PayPal link. And if you'd like to help me out without sending any money at all, I have an Amazon wishlist link with stuff like cat food on it. That'd be awesome if you could check it out. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot or you do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them on the bank of my heart, where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence, a definite thumbs up, and of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. Definitely a thumbs up, thank you on that. Oof. Well, Hokey Smokes, yes, as stated, I have stuff I need to get done today, so hopefully I'm going to be able to get that stuff done. That would be good. I'm not going to show it done myself. I'd like to get it done, but if I can't, well, there's the next day. Hopefully you're going to get your stuff done. Hopefully it's going to be a good day for absolutely everyone in the world. Thumbs up on that. And of course, with the Gofefe bug raging, take your precautions, get your shots, be smart about this. 2,000 people every single day are dying from this in the United States that don't have to. So please, don't be a statistic. We're suffering and fighting the long defeat as it is. You cannot win out against death. You will fail in the end. Don't check out earlier than you have to. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. Getting too overactive there. And that is a very good thing. Definitely a thumbs up, and I hope your day is an awesome one.